All right, welcome to the podcast, Comic-Kazee. I'm Johnny. This is Sean. This is Rigo.
Hey guys.
Yeah, hell yeah.
What up?
First podcast with the guest. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. What's up,
Yeah.
big dog?
Good to be here. Good to be here, man.
Awesome. All right, so what I wanted to start on was this is Comic-Kazee. I've been going to this week. I went to this writer's room, and it was honestly badass. What it is you know, I like to do open mics. There was this you show up there, and there's literally towards the end of it probably 50 people, and they break up into little groups.
That's not a small group. That's a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, then after that, it started off that, and then they eventually broke up into little groups, or we all did. And then there's probably like 8 to 10 people in ours. And what you do is you just say, "Hey, I have a premise for a joke," you know, and you put out your premise, and then basically everybody talks shit about that premise. Not really talk shit, but
just
they
like snowball.
They snowball ideas to the point to where you're like, "Oh, I like that one. I like that one." So maybe they're like, "I didn't like the way this went. You could go this way," you know. So I would literally like when I told a bit, I would write my shit down and like, "Oh, you like that? Oh, that's a good one. That's a good
Maybe
one.
next time,
That's
just
a good one."
push record and when you throw something out there.
Yeah.
Push record and let everybody snowball so you can go back.
Yeah.
And something that you
Didn't hear. Or something.
didn't hear.
Yeah, that's a good
or,
idea.
you know, maybe later you can think of something like, "Oh, that would be good for this one," and you can still go up to different spots and try. You know.
Yeah,
Hey, does this one hit harder than this one?
So it's also they criticize you your set. Is that what it is? Or?
No, it's just like, so I had a premise. Remember I can't fight, so what I'm gonna do? I'll kiss. I said that one, and then people were literally like, "Oh, okay." They were like at first, and then I started explaining it more, and then, "Oh, you could go this way, you go this way." So it got a bunch of ideas. So then what I did after, I went home, I had all the ideas, and I literally, because what I like to do is walk around.
Right.
I like pace around, and I have like a microphone that I bought. That it doesn't go to anything. It's just a microphone so I can hold it. And I literally
He used to
Kinda
hold
get
it
the
really
feeling.
low
Kinda
and
get
you
the
couldn't
feeling.
hear him.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you
I-
would go do stand up.
Because you ever see online, like when you watch it, they have the mic kind of low.
Okay.
You watch on TV. I thought that you could do. So I was holding the mic like this, and I would start telling jokes when I first started, and no one could hear me.
Right,
I'd be like halfway through, and they're like, "No one can hear." I was like, I can't start over. You know, I'm not gonna.
One time he was bombing.
Yeah.
We're in Denver. I mean, bombing.
Man, I bombed so bad we basically just run out.
But he tells everybody like he has it down here so they can't hear him.
Right, yeah.
And then they're like, "Lift it up." He goes, "Okay, I'm gonna start over." And the girl goes, "You're gonna start over?" And don't tell me. About the
I said y'all couldn't hear. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Dude, it's bad. It was real bad.
Ouch, bro. That
Yeah.
you hurt
Feel
me.
it, too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could feel it in the room. When somebody's
The
hurting
worst
up
bomb
there.
I've had is I went up and okay. So what happened was like everyone would show up. Well, everyone just so happened to not be doing well that night. They bombed. They'd get up, and all their friends would get up, and they would leave.
Okay.
And by the end of the night, there was just me and one guy in the room.
And me.
Oh yeah, him.
I was recording.
We
just drove
Your
from
biggest
Colo-
fan right there, man.
Yeah,
we
it's
just
Colorado
drove from
Springs.
Colorado Springs to Denver.
Yeah,
Okay.
to do this. And
Which
I
is
get
about
up,
an hour and a half.
Yeah, yeah.
and I didn't notice beforehand. I was sitting behind this guy. I don't know if he's done this before, but when I get up there, he had like a deck. He's just playing solitaire, and I would get up there. I'd tell a joke. I look over at him. He would just like.
Oh.
And I was like, "No, you don't
But
like
he
that
couldn't
one?"
remember the jokes.
But, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" So it was real
He
bad.
bombed in front of me and one other guy that wasn't even paying attention.
He was not
It
impressed.
Was bad.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
bad. And but honestly,
funny, though.
Yeah, and then I just like walk. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, that's an
No, but that
experience
was-
you had to go through in order to actually kind of like understand, like, okay, I got to feel the crowd or kind of understand your joke, whether it's good or not. And so
Or just getting up there because that was the first time
That's
he
also
ever
a challenge,
went
yeah.
up there.
Yeah.
And look, he that's when I said that bullshit. remember?
Yeah, yeah.
But and I'll get to that. But
It was embarrassing.
he got out of there. Nobody said nothing. He just walked out of there and he was like, "I got to get out of here." And he goes, "I cannot believe I bombed that hard in front of nobody." Was like giving
Yeah.
himself a real hard time.
Yeah.
And I go, "Man, what I say?"
He said, "Don't worry about bombing out here." He goes, "I bombed in real life." He goes, "I'm sending a dick pic to a chick I already fucked, and it wasn't even, it was a dick that wasn't even mine." She called me. I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I spent like 15 minutes like explaining why I was looking at pics of big dicks online.
yeah, it's questionable.
We died laughing because I guess I bombed, and he was like, "I tell you about the time I bombed," you know. And it was just like,
But that never had happened to me. I just thought that was
yeah.
funny. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
And then but also about the writers room. The writers room. You saying you want to go? If you had a few ideas, just show up there with a few ideas, and then like kind of put them out. It's sometimes people would go, you know what, maybe that's not a good one.
Right.
Or they'll say, yeah, it is a good one. But if you're starting, that's a great
I
place.
won't be able to go this week because I signed my son up for
Baseball.
That's legit.
So he's going to tryouts on Monday. So this Monday I won't be able to do it. Maybe the following Monday.
But you were saying, so this writer's room is basically just kind of you go there and then you pitch, just to like understand
It's free too.
Really?
It's free. It doesn't cost you. You show up. I mean, it's like a bar. You go. It's a bar. Bad Astronaut.
It's a brewery.
Bad
It's a
Astronaut.
brewery.
Yeah. I've heard of it. Yeah.
And it's badass there. It's got good vibes. And you just show up there. It's free. You can have any idea. Literally, I bring my notebook. What I do all week is I write, random things I think were funny. Some of them I'm like, I have a bad time like saying. There's also a lot of drama up there because
really at the place.
Because
Between who?
Some of them because some of it's pretty justified. Some dude went up there, and it was like his first time up there, and he just hard-R'd it, dude. Like 16 seconds in the set.
He said he was only gonna go up if his buddy went up.
Yeah,
but he would do 1 minute. His buddy went up.
He didn't make it a minute.
Yeah, this dude went up there just was hard. If people were like, "Whoa, dude!"
Yeah,
and they kick him out, and he said all these people were following him to kick his ass.
Yeah, but not that's of course that's bad. Don't do that. But then sometimes I'm like, maybe this joke is bad. It's not. I'm not hard anything.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, oh man, I don't know. Should I tell this joke? Like I have one that's kind of bad. I don't know.
Say it.
All right, it's what is it? I have a Democrat friend who said that because of some Republicans like conservative views, he doesn't think they can respect women. Did I tell you this one?
Okay. Yeah. No.
He doesn't think they can respect women. I'm like, well, that's definitely not true because some women are undeniable. They have something you have to respect. Like what's that one thing called? A penis. I thought that was funny. But then I'm like,
that would be a premise to write.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Man, I mean, they. Is that a bad one? Is that too bad? Like how? That's not really against trans. That doesn't say anything. Like I don't know. Is that too bad? But
I mean, comedy's comedy. Just try to make something funny and then like throw it out.
Like,
it's just a thought about, something that could be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you have to also. I respect more comedians that are like they go out there and they say things unapologetically. Like what's his name? Dave Chappelle. When he goes out and he makes jokes, he's like, I don't care what they think. I'm gonna say my joke. And he gets a lot of backlash too, but he doesn't give an F. You know what I mean? He's just going at it, and so I respect that a lot from him because his jokes are still funny.
Yeah, they are. And it makes you think too. Somebody's unapologetic. They're like, it kind of makes you think about their perspective and stuff like that. Right. And maybe be like, you know what? Got it right, but it's still fun.
Like honestly, you remember I was talking about last week about about I feel like a slave. I was trying to write a joke about that, but every time I start writing a joke, I just get angry. I'm like, I can't. It's hard for me. So sometimes I'm like, I need to chill on that. But it would be cool to write. I'm like burping. I'm drinking this drink, but it'd be cool to be able to write a joke about because it is kind of deep. It makes you think, but also it'd be cool if I could make it funny. But I don't know how. Yeah.
Throw it out there at one of the writers' room. Throw it out there and see what people think about it. And some people be like, hey,
that maybe that ain't it. Yeah, because I've tried to make that funny and it is hard.
Yeah, and maybe it ain't it.
Maybe that ain't it. Yeah, maybe I gotta be better to do that.
I know I've seen people like you pick a topic and they start talking about it and they got I forgot his name. He was a young Mexican dude out of I think San Antonio. He's from here in
starts with R. Barbosa?
Yes.
Yeah. I was thinking about that.
He lets the audience pick a topic and then he somehow turns that into a joke, which I think is very creative. I mean,
and confident.
That's basically what they do up there is like anything that they basically pick apart any
like
idea.
Improv almost.
Well, they take an idea and they try to get all the meat off of it. They break that thing down to where,
And that's fascinating, honestly. Very creative.
That's my favorite part. Yeah. It's interesting to watch.
I don't think I could ever do anything like that. I mean, I can think about a topic, but it's just, I think about it or look at it as in literal sense, like as it is, right? As opposed to trying to find some way to turn it into a joke.
Yeah.
I think you have to have a special kind of brain in order to.
Because you're analyzing it almost.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Honestly, I think about words a lot. That's kind of what I like to do. Like this is gonna sound weird, like diddle daddle. Okay. Like if you say diddle daddle, it's like, oh, that's like kid fucking. If you no diddle daddle means like slow down, right? Diddle daddle means like slow down.
Yeah.
Diddle daddle means slow down.
Like if you have a kid that's diddle daddle, you're like, and it means like that kid needs to hurry up. But just the diddle, that's like kid fucking. Right? So then I'm like, what's a daddle that makes diddling okay?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because if you go diddle a kid,
it's associated with. Yeah.
Well, then why when you put these words together is it okay? You know?
Right. No, I agree. I completely agree with you.
You know what word I think is funny?
What?
Because is colon and cologne.
Oh yeah,
that colon and cologne is so funny because the way it's spelled.
Right.
People are putting when you walk past a guy and you can smell his colon instead of cologne. You know, it's right there. Yeah. Which is so funny to me because it's complete opposite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Diddle daddle.
Yeah. It's like shit like that. You know. I thought one that was so stupid. I'm like, this is dumb. I should not be thinking about this. It was. Do you know if you have a platypus is right?
Right. Yes.
Okay. If the plural for platypus is platypi. All right.
Okay.
And if I made a pot pie out of that platypi and then put some weed in it, is that a pot platypi pie? Or a pot platypi?
What is it? A platypus?
It's too much. It's too much. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. It gets too crazy.
Plural is platypussies, right? Right? Because there's more platypus. There's a bunch of platypuses out there.
That is interesting. Interesting.
I think they go platypi because it's
you were hungry at that time. It was
I think I was actually just high, and I was just like, man, is that a platypus?
Yeah, because octopi is like a group. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But that is fascinating.
Yeah, octopussies. I think it's a porn. Actually, is what that is.
A what?
I think that octopussy sounds like a porn.
Oh yeah, that mom.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh god.
You remember that? She had 8 kids. And
Octomom. Yeah, that was nuts, dude.
Yeah. It was an old video back in. Do you remember? You know what I'm talking about? That beginning of the internet. No, never mind. I won't even bring that up.
The beginning of the internet.
E-Bomb's World or what?
Yeah. There was a one about like it was like a squid or something. That came
that's crazy.
Oh god. Go cut that.
Cut that.
Yeah, but
who do you think's going to win the Super Bowl?
Man, honestly, I don't keep up with it. I feel like it's just a cover up for distracting the United States. Man, I'm very conspiratorial. Yeah. So that's my take.
You watch Alex Jones?
I don't watch him, but I've watched a lot of his clips and stuff, and I've seen him on Joe Rogan. I've seen him on and a couple of clips from his InfoWars days.
Yeah,
and
I'm still watching InfoWars to this day. I was watching it yesterday.
Where can you watch it on?
BitChute is where I watch it. BitChute.
Yeah,
and all his stuff.
I like the guy. I like the guy, but I don't agree with everything he says. But I feel like he says a lot of things that are like. Are crazy sounding, but like, wow, it came true. What do you know?
Yeah, like the 9/11 thing before that. They're gonna blame it on some guy, Bin Laden, and it happened, right?
Yeah. Honestly, I think he should be more of a comedian because how he frames stuff, like they're making the freaking frogs gay. How you say that? That whole. It's like, man, that sounds. Like he does stuff like that.
It sounds crazy.
Yeah, it sounds.
But what's funny about that, and just to pick that point, is that. Somebody was talking about this is the gayest generation ever, and so I think it has something associated with that particular
because they drank the water that the frog because they're both they drank the water, bro.
I've thought
because if when we were kids, I used to drink out of water hose. You used to drink out of tap water, but now they drink. You drink bottled water.
Frogs, But also, I was thinking about that. It's crazy that is that way, but also there's no way to measure it. You know what I'm saying? Because
there's more gays.
No, Sean. Back in the day, if it was so oppressive, right, that some people,
I see where you're pointing.
Some people, like, could you imagine if everybody else was gay and they told you didn't like that, and some of your friends who were also gay just started sucking dick? You know what I'm saying? You would be like, holy shit, dude! It's got to be pretty oppressive, right? Then you go. So then you don't know how many. It's hard, but also it's like plausible deniability. You don't know. There's no way to tell. There's no way to measure.
Yeah, but if you look at those.
But yeah, it is kind of.
But they changed the food. The process
that he heard something and then he commented on it. I mean, he did say it in a crazy way with the frogs thing, but the fact that it's like
they have gay bombs too, though. You can drop and make people find them before you find them.
I don't know if they actually.
What is that?
They were talking about making a gay bomb where it was like a proposal. Like if you drop something, it would make the people start just kissing each other. Basically, that joke.
It's a gay thing.
They would just start kissing each other. I was like, what? That's just kind of funny. I don't know if they immediately made it,
right?
That'd be so much funnier if they did. Could you imagine someone dropping a bomb and you just,
I don't want to be in that room.
Could you imagine the day, dudes in here, right? Could you imagine waking up the next, after that wears off, you just kind of like, holy crap, guys.
What have I done?
Yeah, what
they're looking through the Bible. Yep, it's an abomination. We're out of here.
Would you keep fighting if you did that? Like, dude, they're going to drop. They got another one. No, they got more bombs. We go out there, dude.
Wait,
my
butt hurts.
Where did you hear about this thing? Or what?
That was like some thing you hear on like Conspiracy. They're talking. It might have been Alex Jones. They're talking about a gay ball. I could see him saying.
But he has some good stuff. Did y'all watch? Now that we're on that,
yeah.
And you know what? Every time so far, we get political, right? But part of the name Comic-Kazee, right? That was some political shit, right?
Yeah, I've thought. What if Asians get angry? Yeah, what if Asians get angry? I'm like, but the other side of that, Asians did it to us, right? You can't punch somebody in the face and get mad when they bring it up, right?
I honestly don't think they're upset about it, man.
I
don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't think it's anything offensive at all. I think it's just
It's just a clever play on words.
Yeah,
Comic-Kazee. Because also,
but I do want a plane in the logo with some birds flying.
Yeah, I like the idea. I like the idea of crows because if like a whole. Was it 3 crows is called a murder? Like multiple crows is called a murder?
Right.
Like how a bunch of monkeys are called a Congress, Yeah. It's like that. But instead of having 3,
a bunch
2,
of noodles.
It's like we're trying
called to noodles. A bunch of Asians is called noodles. I ain't bullshitting.
No, yeah, that's not.
I swear.
I don't believe
a bunch of Asian people is called a pack of noodles, dude. I'm not kidding.
That's not true.
I'll Google it. Here, I'll Google it.
Yeah.
A group of Asians is called a.
Have y'all been looking into that? Those Oculus? Have y'all heard of that?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, I sometimes think that we're just going down the road where they want us to become part robot. That's just one step closer.
Oh wow, you are. Oh, that's an Urban Dictionary thing.
Oh, it's an Urban Dictionary.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, but it's a noodle of Asians. Yeah. Wow. That is. Yeah. I thought you were kidding, but no, it's there. It's the first thing that comes up on.
I told you.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I've never heard that before.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, stereotypes. Right?
Yeah. That is, you learned something new today. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
cool. I didn't know.
Y'all were like, that is not true. Y'all looked over at me like, oh,
what the hell are we talking about? What the hell are we talking about?
I was like, no, for real.
No. Oh, with AI, I see that sometimes. I sometimes wonder, like, would it be crazy if what's it? Elon Musk is putting
chips in the brain. Yeah. Neuralink.
Yeah. Do you think that's ever going to be able to log on to the internet or anything like that?
Oh, dude, it will be.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. Chips are getting smaller and smaller, man. They're going to eventually,
I've seen that somebody implanted on their eye right here and something connected to their eyeball before.
No way.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it, but I've seen it online.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking, if that ever happens, I was like, would you be the same person?
No, you're part human. If you got to charge it.
Yeah.
It's connected. If it's connected to your body and you got to charge it, I don't think you'd have to charge it. Maybe solar charge.
I'm saying I don't know if you'd be the same. Like if you were able to access the internet. Right. How we all build our worldview, like we all live on the same planet, different worlds. Because how we build our worldview is like all of our experience. But if most of your experience, because of the you could log onto the internet, isn't your life because of how much more is on the internet, I don't think you'd act like you were. You know what I'm saying? If everyone logs on, would you act more like a hive mind because you're all accessing most of the same thing?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
And they essentially have all the information that you're thinking, seeing, whatever. Yeah. So they use that information. They could use that information.
And everyone is on the internet. You would act more like that.
So no,
that's like the same. That's like the main brain.
I'm all about privacy, man. I don't like having having as little information online as you can.
Yeah.
But I do understand that in order to kind of make it in this world these days, or make a brand of yourself or whatever, you have to throw yourself online. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that.
And there's money to be made online too. 100%. That's why we're doing this too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You ain't doing this for free.
It'd be nice to make it. Actually have a podcast instead of having to wake up in the morning and go to work.
Right.
That's one of the worst things. I have to wake up at 3 a.m. sometimes.
That's crazy.
To leave at 4 to be at my job by 5, and I'm like, this sucks. Like nobody wants to do that. Why could some people go at work at 9?
Yeah.
I was planning on winning the lottery the next couple of weeks. Yeah. I really did. You know what I'm saying? Guys to come
Good luck with that, bro.
Man. You ever see people like, if you want this manifested, I'm like, I'm going to buy the ticket. They're gonna give me the winner. Cha-ching. I'll be in there thinking. So I gotta win the next couple of weeks.
Y'all big on manifesting then, right? I'm very
numerology. I love
firm in
numerology.
manifesting. I believe manifesting is like next level, like, you know, living life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. But you got to make time for that too. They said like 10 minutes a day. I've been doing like a checklist since I've like work out, stay sober each day, which is not a big deal, which sounds crazy that I just said it like that, but I just want to be sober from now on. My cousin was kind of the inspiration for that, because he was like, man, I quit drinking, which he didn't drink a lot at all, and he's in like the corporate world and stuff. It was like, I didn't drink for 2 years, and he said his life drastically changed, bought a house, bought new cars, and he just, not only the drinking part of it, spending money, but he was able to live more. You know, you can go out, well, you don't have to nurse a hangover and all. And we talked about that, but it is true. And I've seen the difference already. I mean,
And somebody who drinks and doesn't drink?
Yeah.
Right.
I've lost weight and everything. Yeah. Just, I haven't been working out because I can't work out because of my leg, but I've lost weight. I mean, it's, I would say I used to think, as soon as you get over the hump of like being socially anxious at like, social events,
right.
As soon as you get over that, you're fine. You know, you have to build social.
I think the reality with alcohol is that it is toxic to your body. You know what I mean? So we toxify our bodies in order to feel good, you know, get that whole feeling of you lose your social anxiety and so forth. But at the end of the day, man, it's toxic for your body, you know?
Yeah.
And so if you do it for so long,
fun.
It is fun.
Oh, it is fun.
It's fun. It works. Yeah.
No doubt about that.
Yeah. You know what's always crazy to me? How like things work, like things have duality like that. Like it's basically with everything, you know?
Right.
Like how, I need to do something bad for myself. Or I don't need to. I want to do something bad for my body so my body can feel good.
Right.
That's kind of crazy. But I see that a lot.
It's more your mind. Your mind changes, not your body. I feel like you're regular, and then you change into a different person, but it's like the best time of your life. But you're on a high, but the next morning you're as low as you were high. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm talking about like there's people who, like you hear about the Dalai Lama, you're like, oh, he always tried to spread good, and then you hear like, oh, he's like, messing with kids or something like that.
he told him.
Oh yeah,
bro,
yeah. And then you're like, man, that's kind of crazy. Why would he eat so much good and also be this? It's like you are both things. You know what I'm saying? It's you sometimes you have this
after
picture
that
in your
happened,
head.
bro. I was just like completely changed my idea of him. I was just like,
What is he? Buddha, right? Buddhism.
Well, I don't think it completely changed. It just makes me think.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. I just heard that one thing about him. I heard that he's a good guy,
seen that too.
And then you had this perspective of it, and then you see that, and it's like, do you think automatically bad? Is that what you go to? It's like automatically he's bad, or do you go like, do you think about the whole thing? He does some good, he does some bad, or is it just automatically?
No, that's pretty bad.
I think bad, yeah. Leans bad. Just because it's like you're an adult, you know what's right and wrong, and so doing something like that, it's completely like hell no. You don't do that, you know.
Well, I'm not saying that specifically because like I say, because that'd be like murder, you know. Like,
it does take away from everything he did before, you know what I mean? For me, it does, you know.
Yeah, it definitely does. You ever hear that saying? You can build 1,000 bridges.
Oh yeah,
you suck one dick.
Yeah.
Or you're a dick sucker forever. You could be a bridge builder all the way up to this time. You suck a dick, you're a dick sucker. You know. So that one thing can change everything. Is what they're saying. You know?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And a lot of people, which is a better reference, is when people say you can build your 1,000 days of your reputation. It takes one day to mess it up completely. You know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like OJ. He did it for a long time.
And then no one goes when you hear OJ now. No one goes, oh, the football player.
Nope.
Yeah. No one says that.
Nope.
Perfect example.
Yeah.
That's wild how that can like, one instance can change your whole life or the direction of your life or your whole reputation, really.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy.
That was a tough one though. You know, you started.
OJ?
Yeah. Oh, he definitely did it.
Right?
Yeah.
OJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely did it.
Did you see the book he wrote? Or it was like, if I did it, but the F was real small.
Yeah, and
I've never read the book, but I saw the cover of it.
Play on words. I did it.
Yeah. Oh, wow. The F and if was real small.
He actually did an interview and was talking about how
to find his wife's murder.
no, he was like,
still looking.
This is like for the book, you know. If I would have done it, this is how I did it. Yeah. It's basically what he wrote the book about.
Yeah,
but I don't think it ever got published.
It did get published.
It did
get published, and then they took it away, and then the
Or
the family, yeah, something like that.
Which is legit.
And then
because he was trying to make money off of it, right?
Yeah.
I think he lost in civil court. So he lost the big one, or he won the big one, which is like he got off with Johnny Cochran or whatever.
Yeah.
But remember the families went to him after in civil court, he lost that one.
Yeah.
And he had to pay some money to him.
Which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy how that works. Damn.
Your back hurt?
No, it's all right. Honestly, I need a chair with like cushion. This chair is good, but when I went to that writer's room, they had straight up metal chairs. That's one thing I worry about now because I got the sciatica. I have to go. I have to like.
How's that going? Is it getting better at least?
It is getting better, but it's just slow, man. Honestly, and if I don't stretch for one day, I have like these like 15 stretches I do a day.
Yeah.
To like slowly do it. It's like stretches and exercises. It's like pull in and stuff. But yeah, it's just it takes a long time, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It sucks. Like when I went to that thing, I literally have to like hang out like this, like on my side, and
you're sitting like a bad bitch.
Yeah, I guess I was sitting like a bad. I was up there, and I'm. It's hard to be funny when you're in a lot of pain, you know.
Yeah.
So sometimes it really stops me from writing, but I don't want to make that an excuse, you know. Like, oh, I'm not writing as much. Yeah, there are people up there.
And didn't they only have like a slot for 20 or something?
25 people, and I was like, I don't know if I can. You know, after sitting and my leg hurting for so long to get up there and stand, because some of them, they try to do like 10 minutes. There's no way in hell I got 10 minutes, you know? Yeah. That sucks. That's, man, one of the reasons why I'm not doing it more right now. But there are people up there at that podcast I would like to get on, you know?
The podcast?
Yeah, I would like to get on the podcast.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, because this is kind of the idea, to have like a writer's room type vibe, you know? To come up here, shoot
the shit.
Yeah, shoot the shit with the ideas of the jokes, and then hopefully write more, and then, you know, maybe one day be able to, I got 5 minutes or something, and then
right.
Maybe it's not even going to be great. I'm just starting, but hey, just where it goes, you know?
Yeah, no, I get that. I got not to change the topics, but I want to hear what y'all's opinion is on the whole Cat Williams situation.
Yeah.
He dropped a lot of bombs, right? And so it's I mean, and the whole industry it's shaken up, like downright shaken up. But I think it's also the African American comedians are the ones that are really kind of took the hit on everything. I mean, he called out Steve Harvey. You got Kevin
Ricky
Hart.
Smiley.
All of them, yeah.
I thought the funny part was when he was talking about Ricky Smiley in the
dresses,
and in the movie.
Oh, the dresses, yeah.
Like the biggest movie, next Friday or something. But he was a Santa Claus, so nobody knew who he was. He was a crackhead going around stealing everybody's stuff.
Oh,
remember
that?
That nobody knew that was him. He was like, that's one of the biggest movies of the year.
Yeah,
and nobody even. So he was clowning on him for that. I thought that was funny. I was like, I never knew that was him.
Yeah.
But I remember Ricky Smiley from Comedy View. You remember that on BET back in the day?
Nah,
you used to watch the comedy.
I didn't ever watch
Comic View?
BET Comic View.
Yeah. That was a classic.
Yeah, that was good. We used to always watch that.
We've always kind of been in the comedy.
Yeah.
Our dad's
anytime,
funny.
Yeah. That's honestly one of the first times I think I got jokes is I was kind of getting bullied at school, and then my dad was, who's bullying you? And it was a fat kid. My dad's kind of fat. And he's like, I got tons of jokes.
I've been called these my whole life.
Yeah.
Right?
He told me a bunch. I went back to school and told that guy, and that kid was like, oh my God, he kind of quit picking on me after that. I was like, I still got some in the bag, dude. You know where you're going, dude. Yeah.
Do you remember a joke that somebody told you that you were like, oh man, that would like hurt, you know? I one time somebody back in the day did that to you.
I one time had this girl that I liked, but I didn't know how, I was so shocked. I didn't know how to say it. So I don't know why I did this. I was walking past her and I called her a crackhead. And she's like, oh, yeah, that must mean you're a crack whore. And I was like, oh, damn. Never talked to her again. I was like, that was my bad. I was like in 5th grade or something like that.
Since you're talking about that, I went to the gas station recently, and these girls, I thought they were already checking out. And they were like, oh, what about this? What about this? Can I get this? And they kept on putting stuff, and he had to ring it up each time. So I was like, hold on, let me just get my stuff so I can go. And I told him that, right? So okay, so I just got like whatever I was getting, and I was walking out, and he goes, that guy's a crackhead. He really wanted that. I was like, I ain't a crackhead. Y'all are inconsiderate, you know?
Yeah.
They just kept on making them ring it up. After they had you want to receive? I'm like, let me get my stuff. You know, it was 2 of them. That shit pissed me off, but they called me a crackhead. I thought about that for a couple of days. I was like, hold up. Ain't no damn crackhead.
Yeah. You know, I keep getting at that writer's room. I keep getting that I look like Jesus.
Oh, wait, when I mentioned it.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe, because, a lot of people that get up there.
If you just grow that beard out a little more, man.
A lot of people will say that. So I'm like, man, a lot of people, they'll get up and I know I look like this. I was like, I bet I can use that somehow. I was thinking I look like Jesus, but if if he just kept turning water into wine or something like that, maybe. I don't know.
No, it could be like Jesus if he made it after 23 or
33. Yeah, 33. But like Jesus that drank too much wine or something.
It said turn too much water into wine.
Turn too much water into
wine.
Yeah, that's like a good one.
Yeah. I was thinking
I look like Jesus
if he made it. That's a joke. That's a joke.
Oh my god,
that's a joke. So that's my contribution to the Comic-Kazee.
That's how it goes with those writers. Yeah, so like that's what I like. Go up there.
Whenever I hear jokes about like Christianity and stuff, I always tell people, Jesus had a
personality.
A personality as well, or not personality, but
well, that's not really making fun of Jesus. That's making fun of me.
No, I think Jesus because he died.
If
he made it, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Jesus had what's the word I'm looking for? He has what's the word? Jesus had not personality, bro. What's the word I'm looking for? When you think stuff is funny,
sense of humor.
Sense of humor. Boom. There you go. Thank you. There you go. Jesus had a sense of humor. So when you make jokes here, it's like, man, God probably thinks it's funny too.
Yeah. For sure.
That's my idea of it.
If we're all making God's image, it would make sense.
That's a good one.
We're all made in His image. He has a sense of humor considering we do, right?
Yeah, there's comics everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody has a class clown,
Yeah.
So
that's one of the best things to me is laughing, because right? No one's laughed and and just started. I guess maybe someone started like crying. You cry laughing. It's not tears of sadness. Yeah.
Tears of sadness. Yeah.
I've laughed so hard at that one comedy. My core was hurt the next day.
I almost shit myself listening to Chris Stefano. We went up there and I was like, I have to walk away because I was literally thinking, what happened was I had to use the restroom and then he kept making. I'll just go when it kind of slows down a little. Yeah. Never slowed down for like an hour, and I was literally like, I might have because I'm literally the next day my abs hurt. That dude was hilarious.
What's the name of him?
Chris Stefano.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's a New York comic.
He's a New York comic. That guy is really good.
I actually wanted to go watch Shane Gillis.
Yeah, Shane Gillis is really good.
You ever hear him?
Yep. Yeah, he was on a bunch of podcasts. He's been on a bunch of podcasts.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of little small clips. Favorite what?
Comedian. Do you have a favorite?
I don't, but if I had, everybody knows Dave Chappelle. You know what I mean? I think he's good. I think I like him more just because he's very and he's very smart whenever he makes up his jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
So
those skits really pop too. Everybody was a big fan of those skits. Clayton Bigsby and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was memes back in the day. Those were like what the original memes were, right? Because everyone knew it, and you would just say that at school, and people would. You know what you're talking about.
Or who was the other one that was real pop? Oh, Rick James, Charlie Murphy.
One of the funniest things when he was Prince and he had dunked and he's like looking in the camera and he goes this way. And he puts them both down. He don't fall. And then he like slowly lowers. You're like, what the hell? Yeah.
Blouses.
Game. Blouses.
Yeah.
Oh, and also I want to throw him out. George Carlin. I think George is that his name? Right?
Yeah, George Carlin. Yeah.
George Carlin. I think he was a good comedian, a great comedian.
Yeah.
Because he was also very Dave Chappelle like.
I like
Dave
Bill
Chappelle
Burr.
is like him.
You like Bill Burr?
Bill Burr is great. Yeah, he's good. He's good. I like him a lot.
Yeah. I was so sad when Greg Giraldo died because I liked him. That dude was really intelligent. He was a Harvard graduate.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
As a lawyer.
Really?
Yeah, extremely intelligent and died of heroin.
What?
Yeah, before the fentanyl.
Wait, is that right? I do remember Greg Giraldo. He had the show at one point.
Yeah.
And yeah.
He was the guy that roasted everybody, right?
He was the guy you were like, he's the best at roasting.
Yeah.
Like he was the best up there. I was like, man, I can't believe that guy. Like, he also had that like Carlin-esque vibe where he'd make really deep points.
Yeah.
And it'd still make you laugh. Do you ever have a joke that you think about for years? There's this one. Let me just say the one.
Remember a lot of
a joke for years.
There's this one when I was a little kid. I saw Stephen Wright, and he was just talking about I can levitate birds with my mind, but nobody cares. That's how he said it. Yo, like what? I imagine him like being able to like levitate birds, and everybody just like birds can fly.
They're flying.
Like, what are you doing?
I'm like levitate me, bro. You know?
Yeah, just birds. It's just a funny. As a little kid, I would be in school like, what the? I still to this day think about that joke.
Yeah. There isn't really a joke I ever really kind of remembered from anybody, really. Really? Yeah, it's kind of odd. My memory is terrible, by the way. As I get older, honestly, man, it's just gotten to shit.
Really?
You know, yeah.
I just say sometimes I'll ask a question and then forget the question I asked. Yeah.
Getting old, dang. I'm still hanging in there. I'm pretty good.
Good job, bro.
Wow. I got it all still, you know. They have like stuff for like alpha brain.
Yeah. I was gonna say lines.
I wonder if it actually works. I don't know.
It does work. We've had it.
Yeah, I've had it. It does work. I was taking that for a while. That and this thing Tonkat Ali and Fedosha. And that really helped. I think for a while that, man, I must have had low T or something, because if I don't take, you can feel it. Right, you can definitely, you're more amped up, you're more moving around.
And stronger too. Yeah. Have you ever taken testosterone?
No, I haven't. I went to go get tested for it, but I was within the bracket that I don't qualify for. Yeah, didn't need it.
Oh, I didn't know they could deny you.
They don't. They can, but also if it's too low, then your own insurance will actually pay for it. But if it's not low enough, then you have to pay for it out of pocket.
You can use insurance for that?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because it would be considered kind of a medical condition,
bro. I'm just kidding. But TRT wouldn't be that bad, especially if my insurance will pay for that. That would be cool.
Yeah, no, you can save yourself a lot of money that way. Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of watch is that?
Oh, this is a Citizen watch. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of this particular line is a Navighawk, and I'm a big fan of them. I think they only made like.
Have you ever seen the Nighthawk?
I heard about Nighthawks. Yeah,
I like that one.
Yeah, this one is the Navighawk, and so they've made five of them with this particular
band.
Yeah, and so I'm a big fan of them, except they're expensive, and so I'm like,
oh really?
And I'm broke.
He just bought some watches, right?
Yeah. I just bought 2 watches. They're Seiko mods.
Okay.
And my favorite watch is a Rolex Explorer, the two-tone, and I bought one that basically looks exactly like that. They have it to where they mod it to where it looks. I mean, it may not look if you have one next to it,
right.
But it looks pretty similar. So I bought that one, and I bought him a watch. I love watch because I love watching. I don't know what it is. It's kind of like He
kind of just got into him because I bought a watch. He was like, "Let me get that watch."
Me too. Now that we're on this topic, man, I've been watching a lot of reels on social media about people just selling them, and so I've learned more and more about these Rolex watches. You have your Richard Milles and all that stuff, and
Richard Milles is crazy,
insanely expensive, dude.
They have no complications either. They just some of them, some watches will tell the moon phase,
right,
or be able to go into water in depths this much. Some of the Richard Milles, $250,000, no complications. All it does is tell time. Yeah, really, but it's like a skeleton with the skull or something, and is limited edition. So that's kind of why they.
They do look badass. I don't know what it is.
Some of them have Velcro. They'll be $3 million watches with Velcro on it.
I don't understand that.
That's crazy.
Or a rubber band. For the band. Yeah.
Oh yeah, where it's just it's like an Apple Watch, but it don't have the connection. That's crazy. If that I could.
Have you ever saw the super clones where they have
houses with that? Go on.
You ever saw the super clones where this super clone looks damn near identical? It's basically the same, and it's $2,000. And I'm just or it'll be $800, something crazy. I'm like, so they're really just marketing.
There's no way a Rolex?
Yeah, and a super clone of a Rolex, and it'll literally be the Rolex will be $20,000, and they can make it look exactly the same for $2,000,
right,
with gold and everything, real gold. And I'm like, so you're really just paying for the name. That huge of a mark. I sometimes just want the thing. I just want the watch. I like the way the watch looks. I like the movement. I like automatic. It just pure glide. Yeah. All that looks badass.
Well, the thing is, the watch is a status too, though. You want the watch for certain situations. Like if you go to a business meeting, you wear your Rolex, so they can tell you've been doing this a while. I'm at a certain status where I can afford, because most people can't. They dream of wearing a Rolex. What I'm saying?
I don't. So it's go on.
So it's basically like a status symbol to elevate your status.
Yeah.
I think it's very. I think it was Paul Bet David. He said, I wear this watch not because just to tell time, and you can buy a dollar watch to tell the time.
Yeah.
But you go in there, you buy it, you wear it because it's a symbol of status, and that's really what it comes down to,
Yeah. Can I be honest? I don't think I understand that.
Let me explain it again.
No, listen. My brain never registers that for some reason. I have a car. I don't understand the purpose of like spending a whole bunch of money on a vehicle. If I drive this vehicle, the speed limit down the thing, we start at the same place, we end at the same place, we're gonna get there at the same time. I don't understand the purpose of like honestly, I guess sometimes I think people already. I really don't automatically know what people think of me, so I don't know how to expect they. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to measure the status. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to measure. How do I know if it went up or down if I don't know how to measure it?
Oh, I can break it down for you.
You want to take it?
No. Status, I mean, there's different levels of it. Like you got your Honda Civics guys, right? And then you have your Corvette guys, and you have your Mercedes guys, and then you have your Lamborghini guys, your Ferraris, and you have your
and each one
Rolls Royce, Bugattis, right? And then you have your you get up once you get up there, it's so you see the status of it. Whereas like a Corvette, yeah, you see like 5 of them a day or whatever. Then you get to your like Mercedes, McLarens, whatever. And you see maybe one a week, and then you get to your Lamborghinis. You see maybe once a month
or a year,
and then you get your Bugattis, which you see once a year, for example. That's
how you know. Seen one ever.
Yeah,
like this guy.
So
status.
Yeah, so if you think about it that way, it tells you who that person is. Like he must do something that makes a lot of money, obviously, right? Or he
just rented it and he's stud right now. But he had something.
But I
get it right.
I think your question is like, why do we put value on these things?
Yeah,
I mean, why do we want to make more money? Honestly, I feel like it's to live a better lifestyle.
I want freedom.
It also gives you freedom. Money gives you
that's
freedom.
A lifestyle that you want. Some people want to party every night.
Yeah, okay.
And they don't. And they.
I can accept that. If someone's just like, this is just what I want, then I can understand. But if it's like I'm doing this for somebody else, I don't understand that.
Yeah, that's true too. Like doing it so somebody else thinks you look good.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. I'd never do that.
Yeah.
I want to do stuff. I care about me. I know it may sound like crazy, but I think about me more often than I think about anybody else.
My theory on that is I feel like men do it for women. Boom.
Exactly.
That might be why I ain't got a woman.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Go get your nice car. And they'll just,
Yeah.
You got to get you a better ride, maybe.
And over time, we've had this whole topic. This is my cream of the crop topic is men and women. Is over time, it's just gotten harder for men to like really kind of make a better living and to get the average women. So somebody had mentioned online they were talking about back in the day, your grandpa didn't have to work as hard to get a 10, right? Mm-hmm. But like, you look at it today, it's like they have to work and make this insane amount of money in order to bag themselves a very beautiful, top-notch women, right? And so,
well, the women used to be more simple. There wasn't so much temptation on Instagram and stuff like that. The internet wasn't around, and once you had the girl, and there was more morals too. You got her pregnant. You're expected to marry.
Yep.
So that's a big difference too. The
times have changed.
Society,
society
moved.
Because if an older gentleman came to this area, they'd be like, what's going on? They used to wear a suit. Even the men were dressed like casual right now.
Yeah,
but men
casual.
would go out and in a suit, you know, it feels back in the day, it looked like a mob scene right here.
I would be honest, I don't think there's no way they're doing that in Houston. You can't have a suit all the time in Houston. You'd be sweating. You're going to smell bad.
Huh?
They didn't have AC back then. No,
deodorant, Wade. That's part of status. You got to go get the deodorant.
Yeah, I think that's a good point though. Like there wasn't as AC back in the day as there was today, right?
That's so horrific.
But I think you just kind of accepted the fact that that's just how it is. You know?
Or the deodorant. I mean, they've been around for years.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Wipe it up and down. You get it going. But yeah, it was probably hot.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. It's gonna sound bad, but after my last relationship, I was like traumatized to where recently I really haven't been even trying to look for a woman.
Well, is there a reason why you haven't? I mean, do you feel like something changed in your life that makes you not want to? Because for me, I went on a date yesterday, for example.
Oh, really? How'd it go?
You know what I mean? It went good. It went good. I just wasn't really attracted to her, to be honest with you.
Like physically?
Yeah, I don't think she was as pretty as I would want her to be.
Yeah, and great conversationalist. Right?
It lasted about 2 hours, yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. But you didn't want to be like, I don't want this ugly chick in the...
I wouldn't say she's ugly, but I just say she's not my type. You know what I mean? And so that's just the reality.
Was she Latina?
She was Latina, actually, Colombian,
You know, how was she shaped?
She was decent in shape. She was small, small. She's short, small, petite.
That's my favorite.
It's just that I just wasn't really attracted to her.
Maybe not the right energy.
Perhaps, yeah. You know, and I think what's funny when we talked about like when dating, it was like, you know, men choose women based on looks and women choose men based on status, you know.
Like, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes it's not always looks. Like it is looks. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of it is looks. But if a woman can cook too, like there's this. Sometimes I'll notice I'm like online. There's this woman who just like straight up. She'll just cook food. There's nothing sexual. Just like this food is good. This food is good. I'll sometimes watch her and she's like kind of hot, and I'll be like, oh man. She starts cooking something.
Rachel Ray.
Yeah,
maybe she was a baddie.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Rachel Ray. She is hot, but she's not the hottest. But if you start giving me a meal in 30 minutes, you know, I'm like, you go up significantly.
That's status.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You don't think so?
No, I don't. I feel like attraction isn't a choice. You know what I mean? You're either attracted to somebody or you're not. So no matter how many meals you cook me, if I'm not attracted to you, you're not gonna feed me to like love you. You know what I mean? That's just the truth.
Yeah,
I'm gonna disagree with you.
What's the other lady that cooked that? The racist lady with all the butter?
Oh, I forgot her name. But yeah,
you know,
I'll fuck her too.
Oh, get it, Granny?
No, I'm just kidding.
The bus open, better cracker, bro.
Oh my god,
that would be crazy.
No. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about, but yeah, no.
Yeah. Paula Deen.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate that she had the fall from grace. You know what I mean?
I still bought her stuff. You go to the like Walmart, it's like
it was on sale after that. I think we did buy some of that. It was on sale right after.
Great stuff. That lady, she knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So you strictly go after looks.
I think no.
Shallow how?
I'm not that way. I'll be honest. Because I'll be honest, if you're just super hot, but you're really,
go on.
Super annoying. If I don't vibe with you at all,
100% agree.
If I don't vibe with you at all, I'm like,
what about if she's not intellectual at all? She's like.
She's dumb, like lower IQ.
Low IQ.
Sean's like, that's my time.
She has to be decent looking, right? She has to be good looking, right? And then you have to, of course, you want her to be smart. You have some kind of brain up there. But you get good vibes from them. The thing is, I mean, looks. The personality matters, how smart they are matters, and all that other good stuff. But the thing is, you have to be attracted to them first before everything else kind of like takes its place.
Yeah, you can't think she's ugly for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not saying did a water buffalo or something, but I am saying if I would give up some looks if they had.
Right.
Yeah.
I have dated someone who I didn't feel like was the most attractive, but they had the best personality ever. They were very charismatic, and you can tell that people were just drawn to her.
But look, if y'all break up, you're gonna know I have to argue with this ugly. I'm not even that attracted to her, and because you gotta argue to break up. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I'm fighting with this creature. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, for me, I feel like arguments are healthy. I guess you have to have arguments, but I don't think they're necessarily
because you're naturally gonna have disagreements.
Yeah. For me, I think one of the things that in my past when dating women that has kind of like got me in trouble was that I just have this I don't care attitude. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm not gonna argue with you. Like, you can have what you want or you can do as you please, but you're not going to change my mind on whatever I'm, And there is some middle ground. Yes, if you're wrong, of course I'll admit I'm wrong, but it's like, look, we can agree to disagree, and that's it. And a lot of people don't like that. It's like, no, I'm right, and you're wrong. It's back and forth. But the reality is, I mean, I don't feel like arguing or yelling, especially yelling when it gets to that point. It's like, nah.
Yeah. There's definitely better ways. I'll be honest. When I was young, I would yell, but now I'm like, there's definitely better ways of doing it. Also, after my last relationship, I went to therapy for 2 years.
Yeah.
So now I've kind of
does that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I've learned to kind of talk my way out of it better.
So,
what's up?
What do you think about this podcast? How does it feel being in front of the lights?
Oh, it's very different, man. It's very different. But I mean, I feel like with you guys and the level of comfort you guys are, the conversation, the way it's going, it's like, man, I can open up and talk about whatever I want to talk about.
Yeah.
And the topics that we talk about are very. I mean, they're broad. You can say whatever you want to say. You can think whatever you want to think, and so that's cool.
Yeah.
Another thing, did I mention that Putin thing? Did y'all watch that?
So you mentioned it, but we haven't talked about it yet. Go on.
I only saw like an hour of it. I didn't see the whole thing, but I do find it odd that people are like. I saw one person like they didn't like that he interviewed.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. I'm always down to hear. I'm real big on free speech. I want to hear everybody. I don't have to agree with everybody.
My own conclusions.
Yeah, I want to even the most radical ideas. I want to hear it. Yeah, okay. This person might be trying to lie.
Yeah.
Or this person's completely insane.
Yeah.
And maybe this guy I vibe with a little bit more.
I should be able, I want to hear all of them, think about it, make up my mind, and, come to conclusion. I
let you come up with your own conclusion of
it. It's crazy how much people want to, stuff down ideas they don't like.
Yep.
Yeah. I think a lot of times that happens because they think, they internalize the ideas as a part of themselves. So when you insult the idea, you're kind of insulting them is what I think.
Hillary Clinton came out with a comment about that, and she attacked Tucker Carlson like, he's gotten fired from this. Nobody wants to hire him. I'm like, bro, Tucker Carlson has started his own network. He's interviewed some of the top people in the world.
Yeah.
And so it's like, where have you been? You've been like slowly making money behind the scenes, but nobody talks about that,
Yeah. And the other thing is,
I just don't like silencing.
And each time that if he goes to do something, they immediately think it's bad before it even came out. Is what I thought was like, how do you know it's going to be a bad?
They were literally Putin ideas. I'm like, he hasn't even put it out yet. How would you know that? Yeah,
like
just because he went over there and talked to him. And then I heard people making that argument, but also people being like, oh, he's saying we never talked to him, but we want to talk to him. I'm like, if the media is saying we want to talk to him, but he's bad for talking to him, like. Does that mean you were going to do it too?
Somebody has to be a middleman. Yeah. But what I did respect is that he asked for that journalist to come home.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Did you see that where he asked for American journalists to come home? I was like, that takes some balls to go over there and ask a world leader, hey, we'll take the guy back ourselves.
Yeah. You know what though?
Did he end up saying yes or no?
No, he said that the guy was
a spy
or something like that.
I really think that it sometimes seems like America more than anything wants to go to. It's like that military-industrial complex really makes me worry. Because why are y'all? Because people are literally saying.
President spoke about that before.
I don't think America wants to go to war. I think those people that are in power want to take us to war.
Because that's right. They have to sell their weapons to make more money. I think building more weapons.
I think they're willing to sell us out. Scale. Yeah, they're willing to sell us out. My bad for interrupting too. I keep doing that. I think they're willing to sell us. They will literally send us to die if they'll make $1. Oh, yeah. And I think that's really the problem. Even like they go Republican, Democrat, and they try to split you that way first. I'm like, here's the problem. Republicans have some good ideas. Guess what? Democrats have some good ideas. But when you split ideas down the middle like that, people become very tribal.
Enemies.
Yeah, people become very tribalistic to where you can never really accomplish anything. To where you're like, oh, these people.
And if I agree, I'll be one of them now.
Yeah. Oh, I'm one of them. So then they just keep playing sides to where you never have to accomplish anything. That's why you look back in the day, like we're having the same problems, same arguments we had, in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s that we're having now because they don't have to solve any problems. All they have to do is split us, make it about something else. Oh, that's why them ad hominem attacks. Like they just attack the person, not the idea.
And there's always and there's always a boogeyman.
There's always a bad guy.
Vietnam, and then recently I was watching the news.
Why can't we just not go to war?
And they said the people from
Trump didn't take us to war.
Yeah, so, that's honestly one of the reasons why I think most people, that's even I would rather him call me names, but as long as I ain't got to go kill somebody,
right?
I don't want. That's crazy.
Muhammad Ali talked about that. Why do I got to go over there and fight for somebody and won't fight for freedom over here? And we don't have a lot of freedoms over here. Our border's not secure over here.
That's not. It's not a bad thing to say. It's not a bad thing to say. I want my country to be safe
because our kids are going to be here.
Yeah,
but they sent $100 billion to Ukraine to fight, and maybe some of the money should go so Putin doesn't just eradicate them all, but. We need some of that money in the border, on all of our borders, so we can.
With that whole war,
safe.
I think
because fentanyl cartels, sex trafficking has gone up, and Houston is the number one place in America for sex trafficking, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And I have kids that live here. I don't want that,
They learned about that when I was running politics. We are the number one or number two. I think we're number one.
We're number one because of the ports.
And they constantly they go, oh, if you don't like the open borders, then you're racist somehow. I'm like, why don't you just address the problem instead of the attack? Why don't you? Why is this? Address the actual problem.
Yeah,
it's like I don't know. It just seems a lot of it seems like gaslighting and manipulation, and then it gets to the point where like it's hard to trust you. How do we get people who are like this out? How do you know? Who's who?
You got to vote them out. But the problem with that is, and I can speak about this because I ran for city council. But
you did?
Yeah, I didn't tell you about that.
No.
Yeah, this past.
I'd have voted for you. Yeah, damn.
This past season was I ran for city council, and I came out second, unfortunately. But I got a lot of votes. Got like 44,000 votes.
What?
25% almost. Yeah.
That's really good, dude.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Are you gonna run again?
Yeah, I am.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, good luck.
Let's go.
Nah, it was a good. I liked it, but also like because normal people don't run. You know what I mean? It feels like people who are already running over and over again. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna get my friends to run, and so you have this group of people who just kind of keep themselves in power.
Yeah, and monopolize it.
Yeah.
And they can gerrymander to where it really helps them get elected. You have to do a lot more of the work, right?
Yeah. So, but
My bad,
before I get distracted and lose my train of thought, you were saying that why do we vote? We need to vote these people out. And so the problem with that is money in politics. It's like the person who's going to be seen the most is the one who puts up the most money. For example, like Whitmire, who won mayor, I think he spent like $12 million of his own money or something like that, or from his campaign to get elected. And so everywhere I drove, I would see like a billboard with his name on it. You know, I mean, granted, he went up against Sheila Jackson Lee, and I don't like Sheila Jackson Lee. I think between the two, I think it was Whitmire's probably better. But and I think the person who I was actually going for, would think Oscar Garcia is his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't win, unfortunately, because I had seen him debate one time on stage, and I was like, that dude knows his stuff, you know. But I think he spent like $2 million or so, like just goes to show, like it's the people who have the most money who can like
commercials, advertising, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Really matters.
It's kind of like the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
And what did you go to school for that?
Nah.
You just tried it?
No, it's just you just pay $500 application fee, and you're good, and you can run.
What?
Yeah, that's it. Anybody can do it, but the problem is
they monopolize it.
No. Is that not everybody's ready to get up on stage, talk about their ideas, and defend their ideas? Or maybe when you were younger, you did something stupid in the past, and so they will put you under a microscope if that's the case. You know?
Yeah.
Oh.
So that leaves out a lot of people who they may have good ideas, but they're
gonna go get you.
Yes,
go after
they will get you. They will dig your stuff up and come after you. But I mean, at the level that I ran for, they didn't. It's not like that bad. But
do they pay you for that?
I think you get paid like $3,600 a month. Yeah, for that.
If you're
a councilman, yeah. There's multiple levels of like city council. There's like what I ran for was called at large. There was like 5 positions, and then above that you have like the districts, which is A through like G or something like that. And above that you have controllers, and you have.
Did you get dressed up, suited and booted?
Yeah,
you
I had to put on a tie and everything.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it was fun and it was exciting. One of the biggest hurdles that I kind of faced and I didn't expect was that public speaking in front of like 50 people or whatever. Yeah. So the fact that you do that, and kudos to you, because it's difficult. It's not easy. You get nervous and you stutter or whatever. And when you stutter and you don't talk right, people kind of like, I don't know. He don't even trust himself to speak like this. So why should I trust you to
lead?
Some people are natural at speaking too.
Yep.
Speaking is not natural. You know who I think a lot of people that's already been on stage as kids, like singers, and they've done like some kind of performing arts, they're a lot more comfortable. Than going up there for the first time, just like a deer in headlights, you know?
You know what I had to do? I had to so there were certain open mics that would have the mic up there, or they'd be upstairs. So I'd be like, and people would be downstairs. So I'd go upstairs and literally stand there and try to like do when no one's up there to like try to get used to it. And it's crazy how even like 2 steps, it's like 2 feet high. You know, you're just slightly elevated. You get up there and immediately you're like, this.
The bright lights are on.
Yeah.
Sweating bullets, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy why that works. When you're looking at a crowd, all the eyes on you. You can feel the energy. There's definitely energy.
You can feel it. What's the most amount of people you spoke in front of?
I think that was maybe like 100 to 200.
That's tough.
Yeah, 100, 200. Yeah, it was right here. It wasn't too far from here, but yeah, it was like a city meet, a little small community meeting. Yeah. And a lot of people showed up, and so in my opponent, I think that was one of the first time I met my opponent, and it was a little intimidating because she already was she was the incumbent, so she was already in position, right? So I had to battle her, I guess, to win. So it was the first time I had met her, and she was nice, she was very nice, and smart. Yeah. But I also noticed whenever she would speak, it almost felt like she was also nervous as well.
You should have played on that energy.
Everyone's human.
You know what?
You're right. It's a natural human emotion.
Next time, this is what you do. Before you go up there, tell her, hey, you got some lipstick on your teeth.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? If she's going to be insecure and then forget what she's doing. Because
I think it's better to win, you know,
you're talking about like the movie the campaign kind of style stuff.
You got some lipstick on your teeth. She goes up there like real insecure, that would open her mouth and speak well, and then you just go up there and knock it out the park. You know, what
I wish I could do
and
just
hey, congratulations to me. You know, just go away. Yeah, I'm the man. And it's those little tricks like that. You know, I would have made her really insecure. Oh, you know, something you got to tell her something.
Playing dirty. These guys playing dirty.
Yeah, I go hard. You know, I fuck around.
a little bit of a dirt bag.
But that's what we need in this city, right? We got enough dirt bags.
Did you have any ideas that you thought, oh, this will help?
Excuse me.
You know,
City of Houston?
Yeah.
We're spending a lot of money, bro. We're spending a lot of money, billions of dollars. Like, for example, they're going to expand 45 or 45, and it's like $10 billion over the next 10 years. And the amount of traffic is going to cause, and the money we're spending is a lot, you know? So I felt like, why don't we just better improve our public transportation? You know, it's better to put that money in public transportation instead of doing that. Because here was my kicker of why we shouldn't expand 45 is because 45 is the one that goes all the way up to Spring, right?
Yeah.
And so nobody talks about the tollway, the Hardy Toll Road that already has 6 lanes on each side. And so nobody thinks about like, well, why don't we just make it free and then you can like alleviate traffic on 45, you know what I mean? So in total, for example, I-10 over here going towards Katy, I don't want to get too into it. I-10 going towards Katy.
No, get into it. That's what it's for.
I-10 going towards Katy has 18 lanes at some points. You're 18 lanes wide.
Yeah, and 26 with the feeders.
I
work right over there by at Meta.
It's hella wide, and they did it because they thought it was going to alleviate traffic, and guess what? Not at all.
Not at all.
And so,
but the other thing is the way they built the roads and the signs. The signs sometimes confuse out of towners, so they start here thinking they got to go, and then they got like scoot over, and it kind of messes people up, and that's what causes because they got to get all the way over, and sometimes we just have bad drivers.
So my argument about 45 is like it's I think it was 4 lanes on each side, so you have 4 and 4, and then you have, if you add the ones from the Hardy Toll Road, which literally runs parallel. I think they're like maybe 2 miles apart from each other.
Yeah,
runs parallel. So at that point, you have seven lanes going north and 7 lanes going south. So you have 14 lanes to go the same distance. Because Hardy Toll Road ends, actually it goes past, and it goes into Spring actually.
Yeah, it goes into Spring, into like Woodlands Parkway or something.
So the only reason why people don't use it is because it costs money to take it. And so
we're in Houston, by the way, after we're saying all this. People may not know that. Yeah, we're in Houston.
So my thing was like, we don't need to spend money on expanding 45. We just need to spend money on, and I say this because I went to Nicaragua, I was in Latin America recently, and they use public transportation like everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like subway, our city's not big enough for a lot of. We're so spread out that nothing's like congested enough.
Yeah, that's another thing.
I'll be honest with you, the buses are pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. There are some spots where like when you get far out there, there's not enough coming back around the times where people need to come. Like say if I get off at 4, some of them the last one they leave up north is 4 o'clock. I know that.
You know what else would be a big deal? If they had straight shots to areas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like from here to Baytown or something. Kingwood. Just straight shot, or you know what I'm saying? Straight shots to places instead of going, I got to take this spot. They just have like, if they're.
You're talking about the bus?
Yeah, because if they're going to spend billions of dollars, they could build little areas and,
I definitely think they need to improve public transit because it is hard to get
homeless too, though.
Okay, so that's another.
It's getting bad. Topic, I'll be honest. I don't mean that it may sound bad, with it. But it's kind of fucked up that if you look, a lot of them, almost most of them, are black.
Oh,
like, how does this keep? No, I mean, that's not racist. I mean, if I look right here, I mean, it's kind of like, how is this happening?
Yeah,
there was Fifth. I think there was Fifth Ward right there.
Fifth
and then they made it really nice, and now all of a sudden I'm like,
just because those areas.
So the reality is there is a lot of homeless. Yeah, let's just face it.
Yeah,
but I mean, whether they're black or any other race.
No, but I'm saying like, how do you know what I'm saying? I think maybe
cut that.
No, I'm saying the Fifth Ward is right there, and I think they upgraded those houses, and now they made these people homeless, and that's what gentrified. Now they kind of kick these people out. It's fucked up. There's definitely solutions. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they have all these open.
What would your solution be? I'm curious.
Well, they have all these open parking lots that have nothing. If I had infinite money, you could even do like tiny home. Something.
Right.
You have little tiny homes.
Those are tents, Wayne. They got a bunch of tents out there.
No, they have tiny homes where these people.
Tent City, actually. Tent City.
Have it look nice, you know. Have little tiny homes where they could eat, they could sleep, and they have like things where you could.
A lot of it's drug addiction too, though.
Yeah,
but that's a church right there, and like they feed people over there. That's why
Star of Hope, I think it's right.
That's why
they put something for them right there that that they could. I mean, not be out. There's some of them are literally laying down in the street. That's not good. Can we, on the way up billions of dollars? How much would that cost? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You can end homelessness with the money we're sending to Ukraine. Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. I'm not
in the United States.
In the
United States,
they spent $100 billion.
I just used in the United States. Yeah.
$20 billion they estimated would stop homelessness, and we spent quadruple that going out there over 4 times. So
20.
But you know what's crazy? In the UK during COVID, they're like, we can't have all these homeless people on the streets, so they put them in hotels, and the government paid for it for 2 years. What? And then once it all they stopped COVID, like the mandates and everything, they put them all back out on the street. So it's like, no, we can actually solve this and maybe be funded. Those hotels can get funded so these people have a place to stay, especially if they're in like addiction or alcoholism or something.
Yeah, here's the thing. We already pay a lot in taxes. If we just quit going to wars, quit killing people, here's the thing. We could help people.
We weren't at war for 4 years. I don't know.
That's 20 years. No, that's not true. We've been going to war. We keep going to war. It's like one war right after another.
Trump kept us out of war. I'm just saying.
Oh, you said we weren't in war.
Okay. But we didn't leave Iraq either. Biden pulled out. He never actually pulled out. So
I don't either. No, I'm just kidding. My bad.
That's good.
Yeah. But he didn't actually. Trump never pulled out. He needed people there till their military or something, which has already been 20 years. We should have already done that. Yeah. But the perpetual war is so for the military industrial complex.
People make money. They literally make money killing people. And that's the most psychotic thing. Sometimes like, guys, I thought we were the good guys. And it's kind of seeming sometimes like we're the bad guys.
My thing about going to war, I think it's
more complicated than good or bad type thing.
My conspiracy behind it is to keep the same people in power.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's like, we let's postpone elections or let's do this because like we're at war, so we need to like kind of focus on this or whatever. And so it also kind of destroys it for the next administration going in because it's like, man, I have to deal with this war. Like, great, and so. I mean, that's pretty much how it's been over the past, a couple of decades. It's like we go into war and somebody else has to deal with it. And they take us out or they alleviate the situation. And then they get out of office. The next person comes in, they start another war. And then the other person has to deal with it. And so
here's honestly, you need to put incentives for them not to do that. I think if you vote for war, then either you or your children have to go. If you're one of those congressmen who believe so much, we got to go to war.
That'll never happen, bro.
Yeah, I don't care. That's something that should. If you're willing to vote for, I believe you. Send your children. You know what I'm saying? That should be the law.
It's so crazy. We get it. Comedy, war. Politics. We go hard. You know? You get a variety of stuff with Comic-Kazee, right?
Yeah.
But
it's really how I feel. I'll be honest with you because. Here's the thing: we incentivize these people to send us to war. Yeah, because if they make money off of course they're going to do it.
Yeah,
you have to incentivize them not to do it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good argument too.
You also have to take away from like Congress being able to make money buying stocks and so forth because they buy it.
Inside
I know. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi's obviously.
Well, we know somebody who actually makes more than Nancy Pelosi that I was kind of shocked and kind of disappointed was Dan Crenshaw.
Oh really?
Wow. Yes, when I saw that he made more money than Nancy Pelosi, based on the year. Last year I was like, nah, man, because that's my Republican, and so I'm like, nah, dude, you don't be doing that,
Yeah,
there's something messed up with that.
Yeah.
So, we're at an hour 07. My fault, y'all.
It's all good. So.